Will you get a new job as a nurse in SF, or will YouTube be your full-time job now? What is up, you guys? It has been quite a little bit since we have done our last Q&A video, and today we have lots of tea, literal tea, to spill today. Okay, just kidding, maybe not that much, but I know there's a lot of questions after I posted my video last week about moving and quitting my first nursing job, so I figured it'd be the best time for us to talk about what's been going on, give you guys a little bit of an update. I asked you guys on Instagram, I put out a question sticker to ask me any questions that you have. We're just gonna jump right into those questions. But before we do that, if you don't already follow me on Instagram, you can go follow me here, and the link will be in the description as well. And also hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and then also turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss my weekly uploads. I'm kind of nervous, honestly. I screenshotted a bunch of these questions, but let's see what you guys had to ask. Why are you moving? / why did I move? A lot of questions about this. I know my last video was a little iffy and I went around in a lot of circles, and so it wasn't totally clear, but essentially I have been away from my family for 5 years now. I've been in LA for 5 years and I love LA. It's a great city. I really appreciate everything that UCLA nursing school gave me and also my first job, but I just felt like I was too far from my family and we needed some more support back home, so had to make the tough decision, and now I'm back home. That pretty much summarizes it. There was no drama, no tea really about the whole situation, but I really love my job back in LA. There was nothing, it has absolutely nothing to do with that. What shows / movies are you currently watching? Mainly so I could watch with you in spirit. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been watching Hunter x Hunter religiously, and I pretty much love everything that is like animated. Avatar: The Last Airbender I love watching, but Hunter x Hunter is my current go-to. I brushed through all, what is it, like 150 episodes within 2 weeks. I'm one of those horrible people who skips through the episodes, so I like, you know, watch like 30 seconds and then I like skip another 3 minutes and then watch 30 seconds. 40-minute episode takes me about 10 minutes to finish. It would probably be hard for you to watch shows with me. What are your favorite things to do when you get some free time? That is a great question. I usually spend most of my free time with Lucky, just cuddling in bed. I really enjoy getting a full 8 to 10 hours of sleep when I have the chance to. Surprisingly, I just have less and less days where I'm actually able to do that. Other than that, I love hiking and I love running. It's actually one of my favorite hobbies, so I always try to schedule that in for some self-care time. How do you put in a 2-week notice for quitting a job or telling your employer that you're quitting? Great question. I actually obviously just did this and I was very confused about how I should go about doing it. So I asked some of my friends who had previously put in 2-week notices. I'll insert a really funny meme here that I died laughing at. Obviously you shouldn't do this. Instead, what you should do is talk to your manager in person first. So tell them what's going on, you know, what circumstances you're going through and why you're quitting. I feel like just communicating and talking to someone in person is better than just, you know, emailing a notice and them finding it as a surprise. So talk to your manager first, and once you've done that, then you do have to submit an actual letter of resignation. You can just Google letter of resignation. I'll put a sample one here, but essentially you just say like, this is my official 2 weeks notice, my last day will be this day. Will you get a new job as a nurse in SF, or will YouTube be your full-time job now? So lots of speculation about this. A lot of people thought that I was quitting my job in LA to pursue becoming a full-time content creator, YouTuber, Instagrammer. And while I absolutely love my YouTube and my Instagram, you know, to death, like seriously, to the ends of the earth, but I also love my nursing job so much. I would never ever give it up for anything. No matter where I go or what I do, I always want to continue to work as a nurse in some capacity or another. I Can't share too much yet, but I can tell you that I'm working more hours than I ever have been as a nurse, and also doing full-time content creating. If you weren't a nurse, what would you have done? A lot of people ask me this. I don't know. My heart was really set on healthcare from very early on, but I always think that I love animals so much. So I think if I wasn't in like people healthcare, maybe I would do animal healthcare instead. I would love to be a vet. Partway through college, I actually even considered, I was like, oh my gosh, what if I finished nursing school and then went to vet school? But obviously that didn't happen. Other than that, I don't know. I think I really enjoy doing something in marketing. Since I was in middle school, I've always loved like... You okay, buddy? Hi, Lucky. What's the problem? Hi, Nugget. Why are you so angry? If you didn't know, I do have a little dog. His name is Lucky, and he is... How old are you, buddy? How old are you? I think he's 5 in dog years, which makes him 36 in human years. You're middle aged, buddy. He also thinks he is a very big dog and he likes to guard the house, even though I'm not sure you could actually protect us from anything. Do you have lash extensions / what lashes do you wear? So I currently don't have lash extensions, but I have had them previously in the past and I love getting them. You just look so put together, but they are a little bit expensive and pricey, so that's definitely something to consider, and they do need to be filled every 2 to 3 weeks-ish, so it is a little bit of a time commitment as well. Right now I'm just wearing falsies. I will link these ones down below. These are the only falsies that I can wear with my Asian eyes without it feeling like, you know, I have a curtain over my eyes, if that makes sense. Are you still working as an ICU nurse? Yes. Yes, I am, and I think I will be for a very, very, very long time. Did you already have a new job before moving up, or did you wait to interview after moving? Good question. So people always ask, like, should I find a job first before I move, or should I just make the move out there, especially for new grads who are trying to come to California? I'm the kind of person who likes to play things very, very safe. So I don't like to make big moves without having pre-calculated everything, knowing that financially I can afford it, and just like mentally I don't want that stress of like I have already made a big step without, you know, having like my plan B, my plan C. So I personally already did have my job lined up before I moved. How did you learn to speak Mandarin and Japanese? How are you able to speak so many languages? So this is all thanks to my parents. So I was born in Japan, so Japanese was the first language that I learned. And then when I was 3 years old, I moved to the United States, and my mom and my dad have the system at home where on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I spoke Mandarin, and on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, we spoke Japanese, and on Sundays, I got to choose what language I wanted to speak. But at home, there was absolutely no English allowed, and anytime I did speak English, my parents would pretend that they had no idea what I was saying. What do you not like about your job? Do you have to do dirty work? I mean, I think with every job, really, there is dirty work that has to be done. In nursing, it's just a little bit more literal in terms of dirty work than maybe other professions. But at every job, right, there's challenges, things that you're not going to like about it, and people who are just difficult to deal with, no matter how nice or kind or understanding you try to be. And that's just something that I have learned slowly over time. As a nurse, you're directly at the bedside, and so oftentimes you're dealing with people at their worst, and people kind of assume, if they are not familiar with healthcare, that, you know, if the order is not in, that it's the nurse's fault. You know, if the medication has not been delivered, it's the nurse's fault. That can be challenging to deal with. Sorry, you guys, I had to take a break because I was hungry. I just had lunch, but I was hungry, so I finished the rest of these snacks. And there's an eyelash in my tea, so I'm gonna need to make a new cup, but I'm still kind of hungry, so... So, let's do one more. Maybe we'll crunch while we answer this Q&A. Okay. Okay, let's get into the tea questions. Is your nose real? This is the nose that God gave me. Actually, I guess my mom and dad gave me, thanks to my genetics. You'll notice that a lot of Asians have a pretty flat nose bridge, but I got pretty lucky and I kind of have a little bit of a nose, so blessed for that. Do you know how to drive? I don't know why everyone thinks I am such a bad driver. I definitely would not call myself a great driver. I'm like an okay driver. Like I can drive on the road, like as long as the car has like 4 wheels and works, like it's fine by me. Passed my permit test when I was 15 and a half and got my license when I was 16, and I did crash my first car, so that's a story for another time. And it wasn't totally my fault. So yeah, that's a story for another time. Did you go to homecoming / proms in high school? Yes, I did. I'll see if I can find a picture for you guys here. I went mostly in freshman year and then in senior year. In between, I was so stressed out trying to apply for college that I didn't really get the chance to go. How long was your longest relationship? I'm the kind of person who, once I commit to something, I commit to it for like a very, very long time. Not that I don't like change, but I also really like things that are constant and stay the same. My longest relationship was it was 1 month short of 5 years. Is it possible to travel every so often as a nurse, or is it hard to get days off? This really depends on where you work. Where I work, I am very lucky. So usually what hospitals do is 6 months in advance on the dot. Like if I'm going on vacation on December 1st, then June 1st, I need to submit a vacation request at 12 a.m. midnight, and specifying exactly which days I need off, how long I need off, etc. So every hospital has their own policy, but as a nurse, it is a little bit easier to take vacations, especially if you work 3 12s a week, because even if you don't use any PTO, you already get 4 days off. So if you work the beginning of 1 week on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then the end of a second week on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, then you can actually get 8 days off in between there without even using any PTO. Where can we hang out with you? You can hang out with me if you can find me. I'm always at Target, I'm always at CVS, and I'm always at the Japanese supermarket buying snacks. So I promise you, if you go there, you'll see me there. Okay, you guys, that is all for this video. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you're watching this video on the day that it's going live, I'm actually doing a live stream tonight on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you can join, that would mean the world to me. I can't wait to chat with you guys. But otherwise, please, again, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, friends.